When people hear about Tulip Mania, they usually smile. They imagine a strange moment in history when people somehow lost their minds over flowers. A curiosity, a joke, an accident. But Tulip Mania was none of those things. It was one of the clearest warnings history has ever given us. A warning about money. A warning about markets. And most importantly, a warning about the human mind. This channel exists to explore history, money, and psychology. Because civilizations don't collapse from ignorance. They collapse from patterns people refuse to recognize. In the early 17th century, the Dutch Republic stood at the peak of human success. It was the financial center of the world. Its ships dominated global trade. Its merchants were richer than kings. Its cities were filled with confidence, innovation, and optimism. This was not a society in crisis. It was a society intoxicated by success. And that is exactly when danger appears. Tulips arrived in Europe from the Ottoman Empire as exotic luxury items. They were rare, difficult to cultivate, visually striking. At first, tulips were simply symbols of wealth. But symbols have power, and power distorts judgment. Soon, certain tulip bulbs became markers of identity. Owning one meant status. It meant intelligence. It meant belonging to an elite group that understood the future. The flower itself had no economic function. It could not feed anyone. It could not produce income. It could not justify its price. But justification was no longer required. People were not buying tulips, they were buying social validation. Prices began to rise rapidly, not because tulips became more useful, but because more people wanted to own what others desired. This is where psychology takes control. Human beings are deeply social creatures. When uncertainty rises, logic weakens. Instead of thinking independently, people look to the crowd. If everyone else is buying, doubt feels dangerous. Following the herd feels safe. This is herd behavior, and it has destroyed more wealth than ignorance ever has. Soon, tulips stopped being traded as physical objects. They became financial abstractions. Contracts for future delivery were bought and sold endlessly. Many traders never intended to see a single flower. Speculation replaced reality. People borrowed heavily. They sold property. They risked futures they had not yet earned. Not because they believed tulips were worth the price, but because they believed someone else would pay more. This is known as the greater fool theory, and it works perfectly in rising markets, until belief cracks. The collapse of Tulip Mania did not begin with panic. It began with hesitation. An auction failed to attract buyers, then another, then another. Confidence, once broken, does not return gradually. It vanishes. Suddenly, everyone wanted to sell, and no one wanted to buy. Prices didn't drift downward, they imploded. Bulbs that had been traded for houses and fortunes became unsellable. Contracts were abandoned. Debts could not be paid. Trust evaporated. Wealth disappeared not because it was stolen, but because it had never truly existed. The Dutch economy survived, but the psychological scar remained. Tulip Mania exposed a truth people still struggle to accept. Markets are not rational. They are emotional. They are driven by fear, greed, envy, and the desire to belong. And those forces do not disappear with education or intelligence. Every major financial bubble since follows the same structure. Different centuries, different assets, the same human behavior. From the South Sea bubble to the dot-com boom, from housing manias to digital assets, the pattern never changes. The most dangerous bubbles are not built on lies. They are built on stories people desperately want to believe. Tulip Mania was not about flowers. It was about identity, belief, and the illusion of control. History doesn't repeat itself, but it punishes those who don't understand it. If this changed the way you see markets, money, or human behavior, subscribe. Because the past isn't finished. It's patient, and it's waiting.